Sorry to ruin your day with this information I found out today, but yes, an African country tried to donate African American citizens $1 billion to help rebuild our black communities. And guess who denied it? Our own government.
In January 1996, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi pledged to provide $1 billion to Louis Farrakhan's Nation of Islam to support economic and political initiatives for African Americans. Additionally, Gaddafi offered Farrakhan a personal award of $250,000. However, due to U.S. sanctions against Libya, stemming from allegations of its support for terrorism, the U.S. government blocked these financial transfers. The Treasury Department denied Farrakhan's request for an exemption to accept the funds, citing the need to enforce policies isolating Libya. In summary, while Gaddafi did offer a $1 billion gift to support African American initiatives through the Nation of Islam, the U.S. government prevented the transfer.
To help Black Americans economically and politically, and the US government denied that gift. A lot of you might already know this story, but it was new information to me, so I'm assuming some people don't know about this history, and it's important that we talk about it. According to LA Times, the federal government of the US denied the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan permission to accept a promised $1 billion gift from Libya to help Black Americans economically and politically. According to the same report, Farrakhan applied to the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control, asking that he be granted an exemption from the sanctions to permit acceptance of $1 billion pledged by Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi during a visit Farrakhan made to Libya. The Treasury Department denied that request in a message to Farrakhan's lawyers in Chicago, asserting the continuing need of the United States to enforce its policy of isolating Libya. Denying $1 billion, which is a gift meant for Black Americans from an African country, is insane. But it did happen, and according to US spokesman then, Glenn Davis, he said, quote, "Obviously, Gaddafi has an interest in gaining a foothold here in the US in some fashion. And of course, that kind of talk is not something that we view positively at all," end quote. So basically, the reasoning the US government gave is that Gaddafi is doing it because he has an interest, and we don't want to allow that, even though this money would have changed people's lives greatly and brought about so much positivity to the Black American community. The US government said no to that. This is a history worth remembering, especially for those that had no idea that an African country offered a gift of $1 billion to the
Gaddafi tried to give him like $1 billion and the United States blocked it.
Of course, brother. Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, man, I'll be pleased with our brother, was not some dictator. See, it's funny how the media will make you look like a damn monster. Oh, well, I'll just say this. In Libya, number one, Libya under Colonel Muammar Gaddafi had zero debt. They had free education, free health care. If you wanted to go to school abroad, they would give you the money and pay for the tuition, and they would pay for your room and board. When you got married, they would give the family $5,000. If you wanted to own a farm, they would give you all the tractors, all the seeds, and the land to till that farm. Gaddafi and the country of Libya was one of the only countries on the planet that had zero debt, was completely free to do whatever they wanted to do. And that's why they called him a dictator, because he would not allow America to have access to that wealth. He was going to create a joint currency using the wealth under the feet of the Libyan people, the gold, the oil, etc., and the wealth of the nearly 50 other countries in Africa, and come together to create a African currency. That money, based on the African worth, would have bankrupt China's yuan. It would have bankrupt America's dollar. It would have bankrupt the European pound. So that was removing total neocolonialism from the planet. And they said, we need to get rid of this nigga now. Because if he comes to power with those other 50 countries in Africa, we will have to bow to them. And we do not want to bow to them.
A few days ago, we petitioned the U.S. government
ومنذ أيام قليلة قدمنا قضية ضد الحكومة الأمريكية
for a license
قدمنا للحصول على ترخيص
to receive this gift
للحصول على هذه الهدية
and also
وأيضا
to receive a gift
للحصول على هدية
promised
موعودة
in the name of the Libyan Jamahiriya
باسم الجماهيرية الليبية
by Brother Muammar Gaddafi.
من قبل الأخ معمر القذافي
After the Million Man March,
بعد وإثر مسيرة المليون رجل
Brother Gaddafi called me
اتصل بي الأخ القذافي
on an international telephone,
على خط هاتفي دولي
which I know the CIA
وأعلم أن المخابرات الأمريكية
has recorded every word.
قد سجلت كل عبارة فيه
And he said to me,
وقد قال لي
brother,
أخي
I will put the wealth of Libya
إنني سوف أضع ثروة الجماهيرية
behind the nation of Islam.
خلف أمة الإسلام.
He was so inspired
وقد استوحى
by what he saw
ذلك مما شاهده
of our work in America.
من عملنا في الولايات المتحدة.
He was inspired
وقد استوحى الأمر
to give to aid me in that work.
ليساعدني على ذلك العمل.
Instead of America
وبدلا من ذلك
stopping me from receiving
الولايات المتحدة توقفني أو
such a
تعيق
gift,
استلامي لهذه الهدية.
America
والولايات المتحدة
that brought my fathers into slavery
لقد وضعوا أجدادي في ضمن الاستعباد.
America
والولايات المتحدة
that robbed my people of their names,
سرقت
language,
سرقوا من أهل أسماءهم
culture,
ولغاتهم وثقافتهم
religion,
ودياناتهم
God, and even our own minds,
وحتى عقولهم
and then sold us as chattel
وباعونا كالعبيد
for 300 years,
لمدة طوال 300 سنة.
and then emancipated us
وقد حررونا
without giving us anything to go with,
أو أعتقونا بدون أن يعطونا شيئا نسير به،
but a promise never fulfilled,
فيما عدا وعد لم يحققوه.
while at the same time
وفي الوقت نفسه
we the blacks
نحن السود
fought,
قاومنا
bled, and died
ومتنا
in
ودفعنا الدم
every war
في كل حرب
that America had
خاضتها الولايات
for
المتحدة
her freedom,
لحريتها
for her justice,
ولعدالتها.
a freedom and a justice
والحرية
that
والعدالة
to this moment
التي حتى هذه اللحظة
we have never received.
لم نحصل عليها أبدا.
Instead of
وبدلا من ذلك
blocking this prize,
بدلا من إعاقة هذه الجائزة
and Brother Muammar Gaddafi
والأخ معمر القذافي
from offering me aid
ومنعه من تقديم أي مساعدة لي
that I might aid the homeless,
التي يمكنني مساعدة أولئك الذين ليس لهم أي ملجأ،
the poor who are sleeping under bridges and in
والفقراء
cardboard
الذين
boxes,
ينامون تحت الجسور،
those who are set with violence and drugs because they have no jobs and they have no hope.
هؤلاء الذين يتعرضون للعنف للعسف والمخدرات لأنهم لا يملكون أي مأوى.
Instead of America stopping such a gift,
وبدلا من أن توقف أو تعرقل الولايات المتحدة هذه الهدية،
America should have matched that promise with a promise of her own.
فإنه ينبغي أن